Yeah, like this is the thing. When you say blockchain, I think one of the sort of misconceptions about blockchain, like what the first thing what comes to everyone's mind is one, what is a blockchain? And two, I think I've heard of that. That's that cryptocurrency.
Yes, that
And
gamer internet money. Yeah.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
it kind of stops because
Yeah.
when like it's like I only understand blockchain slightly, but I know there is a lot more uses for it than just the
There are, and this is it's a part of the conversation that we have because it's crucial to understand at least the basics of what the blockchain is trying to accomplish, but it's not really crucial to understand the encryption of it. It's not crucial to understand all the different algorithms that are used. Just like I don't need to understand the TCP/IP protocol to do a Google search. And the key part about the blockchain here is that it serves as a public space,
Mhm.
like almost like a really big town square. So if I walk into a town square in, sort of colonial days, I walk into a town square, there was a guy called a town caller. And that town caller walked into the middle of the square and shouted whatever happened that day. It was like words from the noble people, or it was somebody was born, or somebody died, or some sort of activity that happened that all of the people needed to know about. And the key part about a town caller is that everybody present in the square at that time could verify that the caller made a specific call and that they said something, and that they said that, Jenna had a son and named him Scott.
Mm.
And that is what happened. And everybody who was present in the square at the time can confirm that that thing happened. And then the caller keeps a record of the fact that that call happened, and then they can see that for anyone else who wants to go look in the book later to see what happened. And they can confirm that with the consensus of all of the people in the square. And the key part about a blockchain is that it uses this group, like sort of mob mentality, to confirm that something happened.
Mm.
And that is important for a lot of reasons. For security, it's important for mitigating fraud, it's important for making sure that people do what they're supposed to do, not make decisions in their best interests or twist the facts. We get a lot of spin, we get a lot of, all kinds of other things.
Mm.
And the important part of that is that, okay, so a blockchain is just a public space on the internet.
Yeah.
And it's you can broadcast any sort of, there are many thousands of blockchains. We've chosen to use one from 2013. It's called Flow, FLO, and it's built on the Open Index protocol. The Open Index protocol publishes to the Flow blockchain. It gets a little bit complicated, but the point of the Open Index protocol is it's specifically designed for metadata. So it's specifically designed to receive information like this and broadcast it to the blockchain. And then everybody in the blockchain community agrees that this information was broadcast from OIP and will be secured on Flow. So it's just a public space on the internet that anyone can go to and anyone can see, but you can only read it if you have the right keys to read it.
Yeah, and something like that. I don't like. It's not going to be sort of prone to hacking or disruption on that level.
No, because it would actually be more expensive to do that than what you would get out of it. So the point of Bitcoin, and why Bitcoin is the most secure blockchain, is because everyone talks about the price of Bitcoin. Bitcoin right now just went over $19,000 USD. It'll probably be different when this podcast comes out, I'm sure.
Everyone looks at that price and goes, I should have bought some. Like, what was I thinking? I've got this electronic currency.
Yeah. So that obviously the price is the big story for most people. Yeah. But for me, the important part is that money is worth that much because there is a fixed supply. There's a fixed supply of Bitcoin that will ever be available. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoins. And the important part of that is that all of the people in the Bitcoin network agree that transactions happen. And it's like trying to rob a store in broad daylight. It won't happen because it's like trying to rob a store in broad daylight amongst a crowd of people. It wouldn't happen because there are enough people there who are basically standing there making sure that you do the right thing. And if you don't do the right thing, then you will basically be, you know, ousted by the community. You will, and the biggest part is that it's too expensive. So as if you wanted to hack the Bitcoin blockchain, you would basically have to convince every person in the square to get in on it with you. And that's what we call a 51% attack. You would have to convince 51% of the people in the square to get in on this robbery with you. And then you'd probably have to pay them for that as well. And then the worst case is, as soon as the Bitcoin blockchain gets hacked, Bitcoin is now worth nothing. So it's not like stealing $19,000 worth of gold bars, where like gold bars will always be worth $19,000, or will always be worth whatever gold bars are worth. And it's pretty consistent growth. But for Bitcoin, it's only useful if everybody agrees that that is the best system that people want to use. And so that's the important part to know about blockchains and about sort of consensus building, is that it works. It only works if all of us work together.
Yes, like I understand that. It's like, it seems it's a very powerful tool, because in many respects, it provides sort of complete transparency for like a number of different things. I can imagine if I was a company, I made aircraft parts, right? Because there is, like you mentioned, fraud, and like there's a large counterfeit market with regards to aircraft parts.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
So like if you had a serial number which you put on each of your parts, and it's on the blockchain, people can like go straight to that blockchain and go, is this a correct part from Boeing, say? And they just go, yes, it is, or no, it's not. That serial number is hokum. So it just protects people on that level.
Exactly. Yeah. And using it as that verification layer to basically say, this is what happened at this point in time. That timestamp is really important too. And that allows you, especially for content, if you talk about, rights and, being able to relicense content and creating a new system for that is obviously the ultimate end goal, is that everyone gets to take credit and keep credit for the things that they create. But at the same time, is piracy stealing, or is it downstream creativity? You see like people take news things and then they turn them into cool little songs, or they remix them or auto-tune them, or that's added creativity. And those are all the things that make the internet cool. And so if it were easy to cite where the video came from, or to at least connect the videos together somehow, then more people would do it.
Yeah,
because I think people are generally inclined to do the right thing.
Yeah, I think the French government would love you, because like that was one of the things they were trying to do a couple of years ago, to sort of like get a license paid on everything which actually went on to any Facebook, any social media platform.
Yeah. Well, it becomes a whole problem because it's so easy to steal media, right? Like and that's one of the first business models of Streambed, was about that. It was allowing people to use the blockchain to take credit for their videos. But consumers don't really want that. They're creating content at such a high rate that you see, TikTok influencers putting out 5, 10, 15 TikToks a day. And if they're doing that, and there are, hundreds of thousands, if not millions, there are millions of creators on TikTok, but yeah, if there are that many people putting out that much content, there's just the rights conversation is lost.
Yeah.
For them for now.
Yeah, like this is the thing. I think